Hello, this is Marcus here from EV Journey in his Tesla Model 3 rear wheel drive. Before we start, I just wanted to tell you I've left my Tesla referral code below, so if you do want to buy a Tesla, please use that. Anyway, thank you. So this car is just 2 weeks old and I haven't actually tested it on a supercharger, so I'm going to drive to a supercharger now to test that it works on a supercharger. This is because next week I'm going on a longer trip. I have to make sure that my account is set up properly in Tesla. I think it is, but I'm not sure. I have to make sure this car charges the supercharger, so if there's any problems with the account, if there's any problem with the supercharger, I can resolve it this week and not be stuck next week when I do actually have to use the supercharger. Just to let you know, the battery is at 63%. Now, there's no superchargers near me, but in Montemor there should be a supercharger, and if we click on that there, in a vineyard. So that is the perfect place for a supercharger. Perhaps I'll have to sleep there tonight if I take too many vineyards. So currently, this is only a V2 charger. There's 150 kilowatts is the maximum of this charger, even though this car can pull 170 kilowatts. It's not a V3 charger, which can pull more. And currently, there's 6 stalls available out of 8 stalls. And the pricing when we get there should be 38 cents per kilowatt hour. Now that one is 63.5 kilometers away according to this. Now there's another one in Alcázar do Sal, that's here. This one's got 6 available as well, but I've been to this one before and I don't like it. This one is also 39 cents per kilowatt hour currently, and this one is a bit closer, 49 kilometers away, but this one will be fuller. And I've been to this supercharger before and I don't like the position of it. It's like hasn't even got tarmac on the roads. It's a bit rough to roads, and I've never tried this one here in the vineyard. Perhaps I can buy a bottle of wine. I'm not going to directly go to Montemor because I don't need to charge at 63%, so I'm going to trick it. Why am I going to trick it? I'm going to type in Mérida, which is much further away. Mérida, Spain, that's right. So what I'm doing is I'm telling it we're going to Mérida, Spain, but it's saying first I need to charge at Montemor. That we should get there with 36%, and that's not the perfect state of charge to test this. If it was lower, perhaps we would get higher charging speed, but it's just to test that the account's working, everything's working. Now why are we doing this is, why are we tricking it? Because it's going to actually precondition the battery for fast charging. So when we get there, the battery should be at the perfect temperature, because we've tricked it in saying that we want to go to Mérida, but in fact we won't go to Mérida. We go there, we charge, and then we come back. One more thing, I've done a couple of motorway tests in this car and the efficiency has been absolutely astonishing. So we're going to check the efficiency on this trip as well. I want to do more tests about efficiency, so I'll keep you up to date on the efficiency. And I've got the air conditioning at 21 degrees. It's quite warm outside. It's 23 degrees outside, but obviously with the fact we're in glass, it is quite hot. Let's get going. So motorway is just over there, and we're going to go straight onto the motorway, and basically all the way there will be motorway. And I think the supercharger is just a little bit off the motorway in a vineyard. Let's see how this is going to work. The car's at 50% and we're at 45 kilometers. So what I'm going to do, as we're only driving at 120 kilometers an hour, what I'm going to do is I'm going to see how many kilometers we get, 120 kilometers an hour on a motorway with 10% of the battery. And that's something that'd be very interesting. And I'm absolutely loving autopilot. I just use autopilot all the time in this car. But just to let you know, so it was 45 kilometers at 50%. What's it going to be when the battery gets to 40% on this trip? Just to let you know, we've already done 47 kilometers. It's probably not far away now. And we've used 8 kilowatt hours. And our consumption has been very low at 16.2 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. And we have to turn off here because we're heading towards Spain. Obviously we're going to Mérida in Spain, but we're not. The car thinks we are. Anyway, so we're going to follow this sign now to Spain. And I'm just wondering, this is a vineyard. Should I get red wine or white wine, or a bottle of red wine and a bottle of white wine? Perhaps they don't even do white wine. Perhaps they don't do red wine. I don't know. Leave your comments below and tell me which wine I should get. Okay then, so this is bizarre. I thought I was going to go all the way along the motorway there, but Tesla's actually telling me to turn off here to go to the supercharger. So I'm going to do what Tesla's telling me. So perhaps it knows there's a crash or something, or there's some problems with traffic here. It doesn't. So we're going to turn off, because this seems like a big inconvenience to have to go off the motorway here. But that's what Tesla is recommending. So that's what I'm going to do, because a Tesla driver is going to do what Tesla is recommending them. So we're going to turn off here then. Actually, I spend less on the toll road because the toll road here, but that has damaged my estimate for going from 50% to 40%. So we're currently at 43%, and we've done 68 kilometers. So we've done 23 kilometers with 7% of the battery, which is quite amazing actually. No, we're going to turn off here and we're going to do exactly what Tesla is telling us. And we've still got 19 kilometers to go to the supercharger. So we could do 19 kilometers on National Road instead of doing it on the motorway. Now, if I was actually driving to Madrid or Merida, this is the route to those places, this is quite a big diversion and it's going to slow me down a lot. But anyway, I don't know why Tesla's doing that, but we will do what Tesla tells us. So I don't know if it's a problem with the navigation system. I'm in no rush today because it's Sunday. But yeah, we're getting the truth about Teslas and superchargers on this trip.
Para pagamentos com cartão, por favor, siga as instruções do terminal. Retire documento. Obrigada e boa viagem.
So, here we are then. We're coming off the motorway. Perhaps it thinks this is the quicker route. Anyway, so the toll road there, it cost me €6. €6 for 70 kilometers, more or less. It's quite expensive. So, I know this road well because I actually cycled from Miio, where we started, to Montmornov a couple of weeks back. So I went to Montmornov, cycled there and cycled back in the same day. So I know this road well. But on a bicycle, not in a car. It's 2 lanes, we go over here then. And we try to keep to 90 kilometers an hour as best we can. To let you know, on the motorway we were on going towards Merida, there are actually 3 charging stations. There's a charging station we passed on the service station, which is at least 160 kilowatts. There's another service station with another 160 kilowatt charger. And then on the service station after that, there's Ionity chargers. So really, if you're in a rush to go to Madrid or Merida, it would be quicker to use the chargers on the service stations, which are not Tesla chargers, than to use these Tesla chargers, especially if it's recommending that you get off 19 kilometers off the motorway to go to the Tesla Superchargers. I think the ones on the motorway are more or less the same price as the Tesla Supercharger here. So there doesn't seem to be much advantage of using this Tesla Supercharger here under these conditions. But we want to test the Supercharger today, which, just to let you know, it seems that Tesla doesn't route you to chargers that are not its chargers, which is bad, where the ID3 basically would route you to any chargers that it had. It didn't care who the operator was. So apparently we're going to get there with 39%. Obviously we're going to get there with more percentage if we go along these national roads as recommended by the Tesla navigation system. So now we're just 5.8 kilometers away from charging at the supercharger. Tesla Supercharger is meant to have a very good restaurant, apparently. But if you were to go into Montmornov and charge on the 50 kilowatt chargers, it's got a really beautiful castle to visit in Montmornov. So if you do have a bit of time, it might actually be better to go to Montmornov, visit the castle and charge on the slower 50 kilowatt charger. And I think the 50 kilowatt chargers here are cheaper than the Tesla charger currently. I think there's 3 or 4 50 kilowatt chargers in town. So that's a recommendation for you if you do have time, you want to visit Montmornov. It's a really good place to visit, and in the town there'd be lots of restaurants and places where you can eat. Look, there it is in distance over there. I don't know if you can see that over there, but in the distance over there, there is Montmornov. You see there's a big hill. You can walk up that hill, and on that hill there's a wonderful castle with wonderful views over the town. In the town there's those red-topped and white buildings you can see in the distance. So yeah, the castle is really great. And actually inside the castle I think there's restaurants and cafes and things, and some and other stuff. It's definitely worth a visit if you are, for example, driving from Lisbon to Madrid and you wanted a bit of a longer stop, charge on slower 50 kilowatt chargers. That is what I'd recommend for Montmornov. Obviously if you're in a rush, go to the Supercharger. According to this, the Supercharger is currently got 6 charging points available, which is excellent. So yeah, so that's good stuff. I think they're 8 in total, so we're about 4 minutes away now. Apparently this Supercharger is not the easiest thing to find, so we'll see how easy it is to find. Hopefully it shouldn't be too hard. Hopefully it shouldn't be too hard. perhaps now you should get a bit better view of Montemornov over there. Oh, look at this. You can see the castle better now in the background on top of the mountain. Town is just by it. So just park in the town, charge your car on 50 kilowatt charger, and go to a restaurant or walk up to the castle. It's an easy walk up. But it's really beautiful. Oh, I've missed it. It was there. Damn it, I've missed it, so I have to turn around. So I missed the charger because I was looking at the view. Oh well, we'll turn around, no worries. How can I miss the charger? Oh, I think I understand now where the problem is.
Turn right.
So I'm going to turn right here and it's going to take me back round the route. Yeah, so I'm actually coming in from a different entry point. Now we're 5 minutes away, 3 kilometers away. So my bad, I missed the charger. People did say it's hard to find. But anyway, if we go around here, we should be able to find it. Oh no, but that's some. But look at this road here. No, I'm not going on that road because it's dirt track. No, I'm not going on dirt track to go there. Sorry. So can I go this way? Yeah, I can. I can turn around here. So I'm not going to mess up my brand new car by going on a dirt track and getting it full of dust and scratches and God knows what else. Yeah, we're not doing that. I think the problem is though, I think why it didn't take us off in the motorway in Montemornov is I bet you can't turn left here.
In 2 kilometers, turn right.
Yeah, that's right. Why? That's why it took us off the motorway. So this is very bad, and that's a good discovery I've just found by actually missing it. Is that, let's slow down a bit. Here is where we have to turn off, but we can't because we've got double white lines there. So that's why it took us on a 19 kilometer excursion. So what we have to do then is we have to actually go along here and then turn around in 1.5 kilometers. So now that's obvious why it took us off the motorway. So the position of this supercharger is bad, apart from the fact that it's in a wine vineyard, which is a good thing. The actual position of it, if you're traveling between Lisbon and Madrid and you need it on a motorway trip or whatever, is really bad. The other chargers at the service stations, non-Tesla chargers, are better. So in 300 meters, we've got a turnaround point. It's telling me here. So we're going to turn around. This time we're not going to miss the supercharger. Is this the turnaround point? No, that's not the turnaround point. A bit further. It's here, the turnaround point. Yes. Actually, the Tesla navigation is not showing this as a turnaround point. It's telling me to go up further. So another bad for Tesla navigation. I actually thought this would be one of the best superchargers to go to in Portugal, apart from the V3 ones, obviously. But it's turning out to be not in a good location, because you have to do a big diversion and go much slower than just coming on the motorway. And yeah, and you can only approach it from one direction. Then the navigation is not good because it's not telling us. So it's not telling us where the nearest turnaround point was. But anyway, it's a little bit of an adventure. So now I have to make sure I don't miss it because it's really easy to miss. So I'll pay more attention this time and hopefully we'll have no issues. In 400 meters, so I'm going to slow down now.
Meters,
listen.
Turn right onto Rua da Herde Las Valadas.
The right turning's a bit around a blind corner, so yeah. So hopefully no one will rear shunt me going much quicker than I'm going. But there's nobody behind me currently anyway. Yes, it's up here. There's no sign. It should have a sign. Tesla Supercharger something. There's nothing. There's nothing. It's where normally the public chargers in Portugal, they're so easy to find. And this one, no. Oh, Volkswagen there. So this is open. Is it open? I guess I can just drive through it. Oh no, it's closing. It's closing. So what do I do? Yeah, what do I do? How do I get to the supercharger then? I press the button. I press the button. Is there some code or something? Someone said there's some code. How do you get a code? Is there a code to enter in here? Superchargers.
door is open.
Okay then, so I just press the button and the door automatically opens. I don't know what the point of that is. And they speak in English. We're in the middle of Portugal. Why do they speak in English? How do they know I was English?
500 meters, your destination will be on the left.
500 meters on the left. You see the supercharger on the left. How many meters? 180 meters. We'll keep going along here then. It's on the left apparently. Do I see any of the Teslas? I can see some vines.
Your destination is on the left.
It's on the left, is it? It's on the left. Do you see it? Ah, it's over there. But I have to go down here to get to it, I think. Yes. So here we are. Oh, it's a nice location. Look at that, how nice it is. There's the chargers over there. Let's go to the chargers. Well, normal cars. No. Luxury Tesla cars. I'm going to have to reverse in here. Woohoo. Let's reverse in here then. Now, let's go to this one, which is in the middle of these two here. Very nice location. Look at that. I wonder if I can buy some wine. Anyway, check the supercharger first. Oh, very tight that, isn't it? I think that's good, is it? I don't know. It's a bit tight. No, that's okay there. It's okay there, I can go back more. Hit the tree, bang! Anyway. So apparently, according to everybody, and as I'm coming from our ID3, this should be the simplest charging experience ever. But we will see. So we've got two choices. We don't have CHAdeMO and CCS like we would normally have at a normal public charger. We have CCS and some Tesla charger, and we want CCS. Which is CCS? Which one's CCS? This one looks like it could be CCS. Does it say? I don't know. Oh yes, this one's CCS. I know that because it looks like that. Now apparently all I do is I press this button and this thing should open. Let's see. Press button. Nothing happens. That didn't seem to work, did it? If I press that. No, that does not work. I thought you press this button. It's just actually working. Is it working? I don't know, I've never done this one. So what do? I get my phone app out. Get my phone app out. Other phone. It's not going to plan. I thought it's meant to be the easiest charging session ever. But it's not, so we need phone app. I could have probably done this inside. I could have done this inside the car, but I can't be bothered to get in the car. No, that's not working. Tesla's not working. I could try this. So Tesla app is opening. It's one way to do it. And what's this here? So what's this? How do I unlock the charge port controls? Charge port, I click there. Does it open? Why the hell is the charge port not opening? Let me go back and try again. What's wrong with the car? Absolutely bizarre. It seems to think it's charging. Unlock charge port. Does that open? Unlock charge port. Christ, why is that not working? Why is the charge port not unlocking? Close charge port. Okay then, let's unlock a charge port. Click here. It works at home unlocking charge port. Why didn't it work here? Is this some sort of joke, is it? Time I do that, it opens. It's not opening. What's happening? It says charge port's open. Charge port is not open. Unlock charge port. Unlock charge port. Close charge port. Unlock charge port. Open it here. I had to click, but it is opening. No, this is going bad. Wait a minute, I'm going to reset the damn car. This would never happen in my ID3. So we're going to go forward a bit. Going to go backwards again. It's not so close. That's good. That. Put it in park. Gonna close the window. Closing the window. Open this thing. Open. Unlock charge port. It's not opening the charge port. Close charge port. Unlock charge port. Perhaps I've put in park. Is it in park? Ah, I heard something. Perhaps it's opening, is it? Let's see. Does it open? Perhaps there's something wrong with the charge port. Let's see. It's got something. No. Ah, that's not the charge port. I'm on the wrong way around. It was me, my fault. The charge port's this side. Ah, it's working now. I was at the wrong side. Can you believe that? It should just work. So I've done all this filming for nothing. I was at the wrong side. So now we're at the charge port. So now we have to choose CCS. So on public charge, we've got CCS and we've got CHAdeMO. Here we have a Tesla charger and we have CCS. What we want for this guy is CCS. All we have to do is pull this out. Press it, do you? Now pull it out. Plug it in. And let's wait. It's already working, is it? I don't know, that's flashing. Let's go look in the car. Let's see what charge speed we get. Charging. Is it charging? Starting to charge. Here we go. Haha. Charging. So I've got it set to 100%. Won't go to 100%, but I really want to see charging speed. Where do you see charging speed? Ah, charging speed. Here we go. 52 kilowatts. 69 kilowatts. 88 kilowatts. 102 kilowatts. 113 kilowatts. That's quicker than my ID3. 123 kilowatts. That's quick. 136 kilowatts. 146 kilowatts. 147. Will we get the full 150 kilowatts? We're doing 1,004 kilometers per hour. Amazing. And I went to the wrong charge port. I thought that charge port was that side because it looks the same, but in fact it's this side. Unbelievable. How stupid can I be? So it's saying here we can play while we're charging. We already spent 58 cents, 61 cents. It's going up quick. I can't remember what we came with, what percentage we came with. Oh, but I can look in the app afterwards. That's really good. It tells you the price here. That is really good. It's actually telling us the price. So we leave that at 137. Now, when does it say it's going to finish? 15 minutes to continue remaining trip. We've got it set to 100%. So I'm going to go in there, see if I can buy a bottle of wine. Why not? And yeah, let's have a look around, shall we? It's still charging. I've spent €10.15. We're at 78%. I'm going to stop charging now. Stop charging. Unlock charge port. Let's see if this works, shall we? So hopefully I should just be able to pull it out. Ah, that comes out easily. Put that in there nicely. Yeah, we just have a quick look around the surroundings. And over there, I don't know if you can see, but I think this is like a hotel. And there's a spa, there's an outside lake where you can sit and have a drink, and there's a swimming pool. And the toilets are absolutely amazing. And it's very exclusive, let's say, or it's quite posh. I'll talk to you more about the experience. And I did get a bottle of wine. Let's have a look. So I got a bottle of red wine, Amorera de Tour, and I'll tell you more about that on the way back. But overall, a good experience. Lovely, lovely location. These chargers are far too quick for this location. What you need is slower chargers so you can go and enjoy the bar next to the lake with a nice grass area, or have something to eat. There's a restaurant in there as well. So yeah, so these chargers are far too quick for this location. What you want really is like a, I don't know, 22 kilowatt chargers or 50 kilowatt chargers here. But anyway, amazing location. The service wasn't the best, so I'll tell you about that in a minute. And also, the toilets were extremely clean, very, very nice. So there's a photo of them here. But anyway, this worked after my idiotic trying to push the charger into the wrong port. So does it give us the charging information? Let's see if it gives us that. So charging. Last paid session. For some reason it's €9.50 now. Didn't it say €10 something? But anyway, it's gone to €9.50. Yeah. I want to check something in the Tessie app. I want to see if this has damaged my battery, because my batteries were at 100% capacity, apparently. Let's open up Tessie. See, perhaps Tessie hasn't got the information yet. I don't know how slow or quick it comes through. Tessie. Let's go back. Battery 78%. Battery health. Oh, my battery health is at 100% and it's saying 60.5 kilowatt hours. So it doesn't seem that this fast charging session has damaged my battery. Here comes another Tesla. So let's get going. Navigate home. Yeah, and as I expected, on the navigation home, as you can see, it's going to take us directly on the motorway. We won't have 19 kilometers of national road. So obviously I think it depends which direction you come in. If you come from Madrid to Lisbon, you'll probably get here without going on much national roads. But if you're coming from Lisbon to Madrid, then you're going to be on the national road. So let's set this to drive and leave now. And currently there's 4 Teslas here, and this is a Sunday afternoon where it should be quite busy, I guess. Yeah, so we're going to pass through here now, so you can see these installations a bit when we drive past. I don't know if you can see through the bushes there, but there's a big lake, there's a beautiful swimming pool, and in the building here to the right, there's a reception area and there's a spa. So when I entered there, I asked if I could buy a bottle of wine, and the woman said, yes, you can buy a bottle of wine in the shop downstairs. But I said, first I needed the toilet. So I went to the toilet, which was on the ground floor. She directed me there. And the toilet's absolutely amazing. Probably some of the best toilets you're ever going to go to. Proper little white hand towels, nice smelling soap, very clean toilets. Much better than toilets you normally get on the service station. Although in Portugal, to be fair, toilets on the service station are not bad. So I went downstairs and there was one person serving people inside the bar, and the bar's got seating outside with a view onto the lake and everything, so that was fine. So now how does this open? Press the button, does it open? The door's open, thank you. So I just went into the shop behind the bar,
Turn right onto N4.
where you could obviously see there was a table with lots of glasses of wine. So the idea is that you could go there, probably taste the wine, and they would give you a wine tasting and all of that palaver. But obviously, because this car was charging so quick, I didn't want to be tasting wine because I don't like to drink and drive, first thing. And I didn't really have time to be tasting wine. So I looked at the price list and I wanted a red bottle of wine. Now, the cheapest red bottle of wine on the price list was 15 euros. So that's what I went for. I don't know if I'm coming across as a pleb. 15 euros for a bottle of wine in Portugal is extremely expensive, because you can get good bottles of wine in the supermarket from around 3 euros to 10 euros. I mean, but I thought, as these were the producers, it should be cheaper here. But it seems the closer you get to the producer, the more expensive it is. But it's probably a very good bottle of wine. But other bottles of wines were like 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 euros. 15 euros was really the cheapest bottle of wine. So I managed to find out which bottle of wine it was, took it off the shelf, and went back to the bar area to pay. And there was no sign saying you can go in there, there was nothing. As soon as the barman told me, I said, oh, can I pay for my wine here? And he said, you got that from the shop at the back? And I said, yes. He says, you're not allowed to get it. Now, to me, that doesn't seem good service. Perhaps I wasn't meant to get it. Perhaps I was meant to go through the whole rigmarole of having a wine tasting session. But instead of saying you shouldn't have got it, he should have said to me, oh, would you like to, try some of the wines, or me explain some of the wines to you? Now you've got this bottle. He didn't say any of that. He just said, no, you shouldn't have got it. And I said, well, shall I put it back then? Or can I buy it? Or can't I buy it? He said, oh, yeah, no, now you've got it, just leave it there and you can buy it. Okay then, it's a slightly bad customer experience. So I went to pay for it, and he said 30 euros. And this is quite an exclusive, posh place. I was thinking, well, shall I keep my mouth shut and just pay 30 euros? But I was sure I got the right bottle of wine. So I asked him, like a complete pleb, is he sure that this bottle of wine isn't 15 euros? Because I'm sure it's 15 euros. He said, no, the computer's saying 30 euros. So I said, we'll have a look at the price list then. So I took him into the shop behind. He followed me into the shop, and I said, here's the price list. Look, this is the wine here, 15 euros. It says 15 euros. It doesn't say 30 euros. He says, okay, then I will sell it to you for 15 euros. well, I said, I'm correct, aren't I? This is the correct wine. He said, yeah, that's the correct wine. So the wine was called, I'll leave it below, I can't remember. And it was from 2021. So quite a new wine, I guess. Not necessarily a bad thing. 15 euros, and it was organic wine. So that's a good thing. Organic wine, 15 euros. And we can't really complain if it's organic for 15 euros. And hopefully it's a good wine. I forgot to check the percentage on the bottle. So I thought that was a nice, so I thought the service was terrible, because I went in there, probably you do get people, you probably do get a lot of Tesla drivers who are in a rush because the car's charging so quick. They perhaps want to go in there, just get a bottle of wine or drink or something, and, he sold a bottle of wine. And, perhaps he wanted to sell a 60 or 90 euro bottle of wine, but the fact he was, he said I couldn't get the wine to start with, but there was no indications I couldn't pick the wine off the shelf, because that's what you do in every other shop. And then the second point was, obviously their computer system's wrong, because they've got the price in as 15 euros, but you go there, they charge you 30 euros. So I was just thinking, if you were to buy like 6 bottles of wine or something, you perhaps wouldn't notice the mistake. Until you got home. So I double checked the price in there. But apart from that, it's a really, really lovely location. As I said, the chargers are too quick. You want slow charge if you want to stay there, have some drinks, perhaps get something to eat, perhaps book in the restaurant or something if you've got time. Really, really lovely location. But perhaps I was just unlucky with getting doing my shopping today. And I'm not rude or anything. I try to be polite as possible. So I don't know, perhaps it was just this worker, perhaps the other workers are fine. But obviously the worker wasn't at fault with their computer system was giving 30 euros. There's another Tesla coming off, so I've seen a couple of Teslas going there on the way. So it does look like, there's quite a few Teslas, but as you charge so quick, there's no queues or anything, it seems. So that's good, even on a Sunday evening or Sunday afternoon. Yeah, so obviously the 30 euros coming up on the computer system probably wasn't his fault. That's a management fault, or the price list was wrong. I don't know. But anyway, perhaps they changed the price list so it says 30 euros now instead of 15 euros, or they changed the computer system. I don't know. But hopefully it's a nice bottle of wine. But overall, it's an amazing location. Just a little bit spoilt. I just had a bit of bad luck today. I don't know why I was trying to charge port on the wrong side. Perhaps from my ID3, and I don't know why the customer service wasn't quite as good as it should have been, but probably on another day everything would have been perfect. Everything at that supercharger worked flawlessly, as I expected it should. It was me the problem. At least I know my Tesla account is working. Let's try this again. Let's see, with 10% of the battery, how efficient this car is and how far it will take me. So it's 75% and we're at 8 kilometers. So when it gets to 65%, we'll subtract 80 kilometers and see how many kilometers we can do with 10% of the battery at 120 kilometers an hour. So this is unbelievable. We've just reached 65% of the battery and we're at 50 kilometers. That means we've done 42 kilometers, and I really have been trying to keep to 120 kilometers an hour. Just here now, it's slowing down a bit. And what it's saying is, I've actually consumed more than Tesla were actually thinking, because there's a 9.8 kilometer hour wind coming from the north, and that's affected our journey by 0.2% of the battery. Now we have been mainly going east to west, but side wind does affect you, and now we're going to north. Unbelievable. 42 kilometers, that means it's 100% of the battery to zero. That's a range of 420 kilometers, 120 kilometers an hour. That's so crazy. That's so crazy. There's no way the ID3 would ever get that kind of efficiency, even if we have been going downhill a bit on the motorway or whatever, I'm not sure. That efficiency is absolutely crazy. We recorded here 14.4 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, 120 kilometers an hour. It's unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. This car's amazing. So I think I'm going to leave it here now. So please leave your comments below. Please tell me how much of an idiot I am for trying to put the supercharger into the wrong side of the car. I didn't do it on purpose, honestly, to get clicks or whatever. And please remember to click subscribe, because we'll have a lot more Tesla Model 3 rear-wheel drive videos. And thank you again, and bye.